Monroe City, Missouri, y'all. Finally on my last destination of Missouri. My last vlog was about Disneyland here in spirit of it. Oh, I feel like it's been such a long time since I've like drove anywhere and gone anywhere. And especially with the gas prices that have gone up, I've been like really like, but I'm okay. I'm so thankful for my job. So anyway, Monroe City is actually not my final destination. Hannibal, Missouri is. It is right on the border of Missouri and Illinois. I'm really excited. There are a lot of fun things in store for tomorrow. And then a lot of things that I've decided not to do, and I will explain why. So anyway, the reason I decided to stay here in Monroe City is about 30 minutes west of Hannibal. So I'm sorry, Hannibal is on the far east, and go 30 minutes west and you will reach Monroe City. And the reason I stayed here is because it is a lot cheaper. I struggled with finding a place to stay in Hannibal that was not more than $120 or $30. And I'm sorry, but I have a hard time paying $120 and $30 for one night. I know, call me cheap, whatever, but you know, when you're traveling a lot, you got to save money somewhere. So I kept looking and I kept looking at my Marriott. I was checking booking in that area, and I just was like, what am I gonna do? So then I'm like zooming out on the map, and this place popped up in Monroe City for only $70, and it was an 8.9 star rating out of 10. And I'm like, okay, let me check this out for only $70. And it's your basic hotel room. And when I drove up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like what did I get myself into? It doesn't look sketchy, but it just doesn't look like super appealing. Like, oh, this would be wonderful. But I walked in, and in the front lobby area is, I'm gonna assume, the owner's wife of the place sells paparazzi jewelry. I mean, it's everywhere on the tables, everywhere, just to sell. And the couple that owns this hotel, he is a retired from the Army. So that's awesome in itself, and I thanked him for his service. And he told me, he said, okay, you were the last guest to check in, and I just want to let you know I'm locking up for the night, but you obviously have a key card and you can get in if you need to. And I was like, okay. But that's really neat that he locks up, so that way nobody can get in. So yeah, I mean, it's your basic hotel room, and I'll show you, but for $70, yes. And I felt the beds and the comforter. It's like, it makes it feel like a little more homey, I think. But let me show you. Okay, so you walk in, and here's the bathroom. I mean, nothing super fancy about it. And the shower. And then little luggage area, closet. And the bed. See, these are really soft. Oh, it's so soft. And then your basic TV, and a little desk and coffee area. So that is nothing super fancy, but for $70 and an 8.9 star rating hotel, I will take it. Take it over the $120 that I was gonna have to swallow. I'm like, And I normally like to stay in towns that I'm staying at, like, so I can rate that hotel for that area, but it is just so expensive there. So it's worth, right now, it is worth the $70 and the 30-minute drive that's gonna be to Hannibal in the morning. So anyway, I'm going to get a shower and get ready for a fun-filled day tomorrow. So for now, good night. Good morning. I slept pretty good. I think I tossed and turned a little bit, but pretty good. And every time I'm like, I'm gonna sleep in, like it's a Saturday. I think that's everybody's goal. And there's times that, you know, we're able to, or I'm able to, but I slept till 7:30, and then I kept tossing and turning from 7:30 to 8. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna quit fighting it and just get up. So anyway, y'all, a shower last night. Oh my gosh, it took about 5 to 10 minutes to get actual hot water. So then when I did, I jumped in the shower because it was like lukewarm, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to do it. Like, I didn't think it was gonna get hot. And I jumped in the shower, and then finally it was getting hot, and I'm like, oh, it lasted like 5 minutes, the hot water. And not even the hottest it would go. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. And then it was making this awful, awful squeaking noise, like the faucet, and I couldn't. I was like, oh my goodness, I needed to stop, please. I needed to stop. Oh, that was my experience with the shower last night, but oh well. And breakfast is really basic. I got oatmeal this morning, and I realized a lot of these places I go to that have basic breakfast do have oatmeal to offer. So, I mean, I'm always going to have that option. But they had, I mean, very, very minimum here. They had cereal and, what else did they have? They had like little muffins, little cinnamon rolls, and then, English McMuffins, and then a waffle maker. So, and then they had apples, but that was it. There was no hot breakfast, which I didn't expect that out of a little hotel like this. So, I haven't had oatmeal in a long time. Oh, in a while. So, I mean, it's decent. My rating for this place is, so for cleanliness, I mean, everything is super clean, and you don't feel like you're in somewhere, like it's dirty or anything. Everything is really clean. So 4 points for that. And then for like location and appearance, I'm going to have to say it loses a half a point for appearance, just because, I mean, outside it doesn't look like something, it doesn't look welcoming, should I say, or like, oh, like I would love to stay there. And it could be because the small town feels, I don't know. But, and I mean, the appearance is an older hotel. So for people who are not used to that, you're not going to like this. So I would say it just loses a half point for that. And then the other 2 points for like necessities and stuff, like, or like randomness, it loses a point because of the shower situation. No. So I would say, yeah, let's see, 9. Yeah, so this place gets an 8.5. I think that's a perfect rating for this place. So if you're wanting something for one night and you want to stay away from Hannibal and not pay $120 for one night, then I would suggest this hotel. It's Staybridge Inn, I believe, and I'll obviously put the link down below. So anyway, so yeah, on the way here, I always get sad when I drive in the dark. Like, the first 3 hours were light because I left at 4:30, and then, but the first 3 hours was a route that I had always taken, and then the last 3 hours was different route I take, because obviously I'm going somewhere different in Missouri. And I was sad because I didn't get to see like new things, like, and it looked like a lot of it looked like flat land, but I just like to see new areas. But the last 20 minutes of my drive, came a point I came up on Mark Twain Lake and the conservation area, and I'm pretty sure what I drove across was like some sort of dam, or I think it said reservoir. All of a sudden it made me slow down to 35 miles per hour, and this, like, it wasn't a bridge, but it looked like I was crossing a dam. And y'all, I have a thing about crossing bridges, dams. Like, I just think in my mind, like, if something were to happen, this thing were to fall apart, like, there I go, like, that's the end, that is the end. And I was like grabbing the steering wheel, I'm like, Lord Jesus, help me get across. Like, knowing what was right there, and like, it was just pitch, like, there was nothing, you couldn't see anything, like, there was no land, nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm crossing a dam. I just was flipping out. And here's a picture of what I crossed. But whoo, I don't do those. I don't. So anyway, so that is what my main focus is for this trip, is a lot of Mark Twain history things, which I'm excited. I mean, obviously I had to read his books when I was little. Did I pay attention? No, but now as I'm an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have paid attention. I feel like that's a lot of us as we grow up. But anyway, so that's what my focus is, a lot of Mark Twain things. I'm going to put one vlog for Mark Twain stuff, and then the rest for different things in that area. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to finish my oatmeal and then get on the road. So so excited to try a new coffee place. There's like this huge billboard out there, as you saw, and a huge menu, and it has ice cream too. A gelato, excuse me. So I got a coconut mocha macchiato with oat milk. And she's like, well, the coconut is from the coconut milk. And I'm like, okay. She's like, do you still want the oat milk? I'm like, yes. Because if I have to have coconut milk, I will for my dairy-free substitution, but I prefer oat milk. So let's give her a try. The coffee is so good. And that coconut is not super strong. Oh my goodness, so happy. Okay, so off to our first stop, the Tom and Huck statue. Statue in the middle of the downtown area. So let's go take a look. All right, y'all, I'm here. It is cold outside. I did not think this through. So here is the statue, which I'm going to show a better picture, and then I am going to walk up those stairs all the way up to the lighthouse. So here we go. There's the lighthouse. No, I'm not walking up all those stairs because you can't even get in it. So I'm gonna save myself. But it's got a beautiful view. I bet during the spring and fall time, it's absolutely beautiful. And the person who owns this house just has a beautiful view of the entire town. That's so cool.
That's okay. Grandma, you're all right. They did the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, that first stop was just the small museum. There are 6 locations to visit. So it's $12 to get in for an adult, $6 for a child, and there are like 7 different locations just to walk around. So this is so cool. So the big question is Tom Sawyer Mark Twain? Everybody's like, they are saying that a lot of his characters reflect off of him in his childhood here in Hannibal. He did not start writing his books until he moved to New York, and then he did visit Hannibal one last time before he passed away. Another sad fact is he had 2 kids pass away. That's just awful. So anyway, now we are going into the Huckleberry Fin House. So as you can see, Huck Finn grew up in a very, very poor house. It was known that the parent may have had a bedroom, or a bed actually, but the kids would just sleep on straw pallets on the floor. And then the utensils you saw, that was their basic. That's all they could afford. So off to the next home.
I have been asked to say a few words about Tom Sawyer as
so in that drugstore, the Clemens family lived in the second floor. Their family, and then the people who own the drugstore, 9 people living in just a small space. No air conditioning, not enough beds. Just no. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I've visited all the boyhood stuff, and now I am going to go back and get my wallet because I was just carrying around my card, and I'm going to walk downtown because then 2 streets down is another museum. So I want to shop around the downtown area before I continue on. It's lunchtime. Before, I asked my Instagram followers what kind of restaurant they wanted me to eat at, but I did a lot of research about this area and what restaurants they had, and this place has a lot of gluten-free, dairy-free, so I'm super excited. I got a mushroom Swiss burger, and it's dairy-free and gluten-free. I'm beyond excited about it. So, I'm speechless. So anyway, but look at this place. It is so cute, and then she gave me a table next to this. It's just so cute. So cute. Anyway, I'm so excited about my food, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Oh my gosh, here we go. Yay! All right, y'all. That was so good. So good. My reading, the location, like the cleanliness of the place, excellent. Loved it. And my waitress was so sweet. She's always asking, okay, is there really anything else I could do? Like, I mean, it's just me, you know, and I'm very easy. I literally sat down. She's like, what do you want to drink? I said, I already know what I want to order. Like, I'm good to go. And she's like, cool. So the burger, like the taste of the food, the burger was good. I loved the fries, but the burger itself, like, didn't have a lot of flavor. Like the mushrooms and the onions, that's what really gave it to the flavor. But the burger itself, I was not a fan of. I did like, however, the gluten-free bun wasn't super thick. And a lot of times with gluten-free burgers is the bun is so thick. Like, I feel like I'm eating more bread than I am anything else, but this was perfect. Whatever kind they used was excellent. So I would lose a point for that because the burger didn't have much taste. It was the toppings that really made it. So everything else, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend it. And it's just a cute little area. And they have a little gift shop in the restaurant as well. So cute. Mark Twain Dinette. Highly recommend. And now, they have, if you saw, there's a river. It's the Illinois River, I believe, right here. Yes. They have a dinner river cruise, and I looked into it, and one of the shops that I went into, Danni Nicole shop, which I'll explain about that shop in a minute, she told me, I asked if it was running, and she said no, I don't think they run yet, not until after April, because sometimes Missouri will just get random snow before May, and so they don't open. But when I went online to like actually buy a ticket, like it was showing available, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I was going to do it, but I looked into the dinner menu first because I wanted to see maybe if I could actually eat on there. And there they have roast beef and baked chicken as your meat. And then two sides, and I couldn't have the sides. And there's a dessert and I couldn't have that. So I wasn't going to pay. It's like $40 for this dinner river cruise for only one thing that I could eat. So, but a lot of people, I read a lot of reviews and they said it was really, really nice, and a lot of couples do it, and they said it's romantic. So if you're interested, the dinner river cruise. Also, another Mark Twain thing that is here is called the Mark Twain Caves, and it's around this area as well. I looked into it. I emailed them asking if I could video inside there, and they said because they've had really bad video history in the past, but I can't do it. And if I were to post it, I'd have to show it to them. They'd have to approve of it. Like, it ended up being a hassle. So, and it's $25 just for one cave. And y'all, I've been to a lot of caves, so I'm like, you know what? I think I'll be okay. So if you want to do that, the Mark Twain Caves are here for you to tour, and they have a lot of kid-friendly things to do at the cave site as well. So that's something if you're interested. But so the boutique shops, I loved all the little shops. The general store, it's called roasted corn. Like, they look like pieces of corn that have been roasted and salted and oiled. I think that's awesome. I've never had that or seen that before. And then I got my dad these 2 little mini Blackberry fried pies. They were like a day old and they had them half price. I'm like, heck yeah. So for $1.50, I got my dad little Blackberry fried pies. And then the boutique shop called Danni Nicole's. I went in there obviously because it has my name on the second name. I was like, I gotta go in there, see what this is about. The shop was open. The owner's daughter passed away tragically in a SUV rollover accident. I was speechless. I know accidents happen every day, but when you read about those stories, your heart just goes out to them. And she died at 18 years old, and they opened this little boutique in honor of her. And they just have a lot of cute things. I did buy a pair of shoes there, or these slip-ons. She said it reminds her a lot like Birkenstock shoes. They were really comfortable. The original price was, I want to say $30, and I got them for $11. Score. So a shout out to Danni Nicole's boutique shop. Super cute, and I just go and support that family. Just a shout out to Danni Nicole's boutique. So I'm gonna end this vlog here because I wanted to make it all about the Mark Twain area and just the downtown, because this is what it's really all about. So make sure you subscribe to see what else is here in Hannibal. There are a few more attractions, so make sure you subscribe, and thank you for following.